Chapter 14. Tutwala moved through the Grand Kraal faster than a stroll, but not quite a run. Except for a few members of the tribal guard, there were none roaming about at this late hour, and being the Dainu's chamberlain, they gave him less than a second glance. So, the look of shock and excitement laced with just a little bit of panic that Tutwala was trying so hard to hold that bay went unnoticed. Everything he had just overheard in the Dainu's royal room cartwheeled in his mind. It was no secret, and well documented, that all involved with the science and technology lovers of the Freedomist tribe were enemies of the monarchy, rabid dogs that were only to be hunted and put down. So, that bit of information there was of no consequence at all. What did have Tutwala literally ready to jump out of his discreet professional skin was the fact that the high diviner's mage, a Ferne, had been discovered. Yes, the little Freedomist spy had been found out. Tutwala, however, has known of a Ferne's true allegiance for years. Knowing things was well. His thing, he prided himself on being the silent oracle of the matters big and small. His knowledge of who's who and exactly what the who's were up to was unmatched. So, he knew if the little spy had been discovered, she had been careless. She was careless then. She was anxious and in a rush to get to her elders. Yes, she was in a rush, and that meant the information was of great importance. That surely can be one thing, and one thing alone. Mamuk's devil hounds have found it. They have finally located the heart of Nnamdi. Tutwala slowed his pace as he reached the kitchen. He entered the cooking area, and as expected, Elder Zola was setting about placing things in order for tomorrow's menu. She looked up from her work when she heard Tutwala enter and cast an evaluating eye on him. "Tutwala," she greeted. "So, the Dainu sits with troubled thoughts again this night?" She asked Tutwala, and his answer confirmed what she already knew. "Yes." "Hibiscus tea?" She stated more so than asked. Tutwala simply nodded and gave a little grunt. Elder Zola wiped her hands as she walked from her preparation towards Tutwala to take a more detailed look at him. "Have you eaten?" she asked. But before he could say a word, she had already turned and made moves to retrieve a medium-sized black clay-lit bowl that sat by an open fire just to the left of where they were standing. When she returned, Tutwala gracefully took the bowl from her offering hands. He bowed his head slightly and spoke. "Thank you, Elder Zola. You are appreciated." In a soft and humbled voice, Elder Zola patted his hand softly and sucked her teeth. "So, you look after the Dainu, I look after you, and the ancestors look after us all." She turned to get back to her preparation, waving Tutwala off. "Now go from my kitchen so I can finish." Though her back was to him, Tutwala was all but certain there was a smile on the elder's face. So, with bowl in hand, he made his exit, continuing through the kitchen, then the large pantry to his living quarters. He entered his modest living area, and the second the door was securely shut, Tutwala released the harness that held back his true feelings. His face fell to a cold, shimming scowl. He walked over to the multi-purpose table that sat at the back of the room and placed the bowl upon it. He then rests his open palms alongside the bowl and breathed in. It was a deep, full, chest-expanding breath. Tutwala pointed his head towards the ceiling and blew it out. His hands raised just above the table's surface, and after he clenched them into firm fists, slammed them back down. "After all these generations, they finally found it. Finally." With his fists still balled tight, Tutwala began to walk the room with no particular designation or purpose. "They finally found the heart of Nnamdi." His eyes shut, and he wiped hard at his temples. If these fools for one moment believe that I would allow them to reclaim it and carry on as if nothing ever happened, Tatwala came to a full stop and bit down and all but growled out, "Never!" His eyes popped to life, and he spun wildly, almost confused to his own surroundings, until his eyes hit the object he was seeking. He skipped in 2 wide steps toward the wall and placed his left hand beside the oval-shaped frame mirror that hung there. Then, with his right hand, he grabbed at the top of the frame and slid it downward, revealing a hidden nook. From there, he lifted a small bundle of a very old fabric. Holding it in his open palm, he slowly began to unfold the fabric, his eyes fixed on the all-but-forgotten brooch at its center. A promise keeper. From father to son, the brooch had been passed, starting with its original owner, Jawele, the successor denied, the man that was to ascend to Dainu, the man that was to take leadership from Majibu. "Or the honor that was denied you," Tatwala declared under harsh mumbled speech. "The glory, the respect, everything snatched from you and yours. The elevated status that would have been bestowed upon all of your kin." He tightened his hand around the brooch and then raised it to his forehead. "But all of that was stolen from you, stolen from us all because of their stupidity. The Dainu, that worthless high divina, and her damn Laiboni. All of them. They all robbed this family of greatness. And now we stand on nothing. We have nothing, and even less, to be allocated to be nothing more than a Dainu's servant boy." Tatwala took in another deep breath and slowly began to rewrap the brooch, all the while humming a rhythmless tune softly to himself. "No," he said in a long drawl. "No, I won't permit that. I won't let them." He placed the family heirloom back in the nook and slid the mirror into place. "No, what I will do is claim the heart of Namdi for myself. I will reset what was rightfully supposed to be. Then I will be Dainu. And when I am, I will bury these fools. I will bury them all." To be continued.